Hello and Happy New Year. And with the start of a new year, there's all kinds of things we want to do within our HubSpot portal to make sure we're in good shape for the year moving forward. So today I'm going to be sharing the 6 things I'd recommend that you do within your HubSpot portal now at the start of the year to ensure that nothing is a problem from last year, and also to set yourself up really well for this year moving forward. So let's jump into the 6 things you should be doing now to get your HubSpot in the best shape possible for 2026. So starting with number 1, we're going to look at your reports. So if you navigate to reporting and you go to your dashboards or your reports, either one, here we've got a sales dashboard, and you can see here this says 2025 sales activity, but you can see the filter is this entire year. So once the year changed, everything flipped over if you're using these yearly filters. So anything where you're wanting to capture data from the previous year, if you didn't set the specific dates of January 1, 2025 to December 31, 2025, and you just used this entire year filter, you're going to want to make sure you update all of those reports to be last year instead of this year. Or I'd recommend using these specific dates as well. That can just be easier because then you don't have to do the same thing in 2027. So how we do this, we've got this report right here. All I'm going to do is hit the adjustment button, and then this is a default report. This isn't one of my custom reports. So all I have to do is go to this entire year filter, and then I can adjust this to be last year. And now we can see I've got my data back. So I can update it, and then we're back of how it should be. So that's number 1. If you've got a bunch of reports that were looking at data in 2025, and now you jumped into your portal after the holidays and everything's blank, it's likely because of those filters. So I highly recommend taking a look at all your reports and make sure everything's in good shape there. Now let's jump into number 2, and this one is arguably more important than number 1, data hygiene. Data hygiene is super important. I cannot stress enough how important data hygiene is. And HubSpot's got some great tools to dig into your data hygiene, and now's a great time to look at it to just make sure that everything's in a good spot for the year. So let's look at how we do that. So in your HubSpot portal, you can come down to data management, and there's a bunch of options here. Depending on your level of HubSpot, you'll have different options. But if you go down to this data quality option, you can see you've got some great tools here to help you clean up your portal. So the overview tab is awesome for giving you a snapshot of kind of what's going on. Formatting issues, this is great for being able to see, for example here, the first name is just the letter B. HubSpot's identifying that as a potential issue, and we can potentially remove it if we want to. So that's a nice feature there. Data enrichment, if you're not using data enrichment already, I highly recommend you do so. It no longer uses credits as of inbound back in September of 2025. So I highly recommend enriching your data. It can't hurt to have better, more accurate, up-to-date data. So I'll do a separate video on data enrichment altogether, but data enrichment is in here as well. And then the last one here, this is super nice, is this property insights. So this allows you to look at different properties within your portal, and you can see what's being used, what's not being used, when's the last time it was updated, the fill rate, all kinds of great stuff. If you have a portal with a bunch of properties that you want to clean up, this is a great opportunity to start digging into those and cleaning those up. So data hygiene, super important. HubSpot makes it easy with this data quality beta tool. Recommend diving into that. All right, let's jump into goals. So the third thing you should be updating is your goals. So if you go to reporting and then goals, here we've got some options here. These won't be locked for you if you're on, this is my personal portal, so it's just the starter plan. But your goals for the year change, especially for you sales leaders. You know that goals have changed. You've got new goals for the year. So you'll want to make sure to come in here, and I'll set a revenue goal. I'll say 2026 revenue. It'll be for me. And then you can come in here and set, what pipeline is it, and then set your targets. Let's just say I'm supposed to do 20,000 a month. And then I come in here and adjust, the specific months. And this is what can be reflected then in your forecast. So when you have those forecast meetings with your sales team, you want this updated now so that as soon as you have that first forecast meeting, maybe you're going to have it this week, all of their targets are in there, their quotas, and they're ready to go for the year. So make sure we get those 2026 sales goals updated, or any goals really, but I know sales is a big one. All right, number four thing we should be looking at is user management. This is a great time to dig into who's taking up seats that don't need to be used, or who needs new seats that currently don't have them. So to do that, we're going to go into settings, and then we're going to go into users and teams, and this is where we can see all of our users. We can see what seats are being taken up. We can see teams, permission sets. Again, this is just my personal portal, so it's just me in here, but highly recommend just doing an overall audit of your portal's current situation of users, current setup, deactivated users, current status of different users. You can see here you've got deactivated, invite accepted, pending bounced. This is a great time to assess this and just make sure everything is in good shape. All right, number 5, any content that was specific to the previous year. So we want to make sure to have everything updated for this year. We don't want to send an automated email out that says, you know, I've got an example here. Let me open this up. So I've got this marketing email. And if we look at it, let's say, for example, this is an automated email that gets sent out, if someone fills out a form. And it says 2025 is the year to take your HubSpot portal to the next level. Well, obviously that's outdated. And if somebody received this email, that would be very embarrassing for us. So we want to make sure to go through and kind of audit all of your automated content or timely content, and make sure you just update those to 2026 or whatever new relevant date it needs to be. So that could be marketing emails, that could be forms, that could be blog posts, web pages, variety of different things that could fall into this. But this is a great time to go through and check on those things and just make sure everything's up to date. Number 6, the final thing I'm going to recommend, and of course this is not everything, but this is a good overview of a few things that I think are super critical. And the last one here is any integrations you have. So you can see here I've got 4 integrations in my personal portal. A lot of these are just playing around with stuff, but you just want to make sure that there have been no changes with any third-party apps that you have connected to your HubSpot portal. Sometimes when a year changes, billing updates or functionality updates, things change. So you just want to make sure that with whatever integrations you have connected to your HubSpot portal, nothing's changed, nothing's been broken, and everything is in good shape moving into the new year. So those are the top 6 recommendations I have for you to make sure you take care of here at the start of 2026. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to know more about, let me know. And I wish everybody a happy new year and hopefully a very successful 2026.